the Paycheck Protection Program funding. The Democrats not even wanting to call the Congress into session. Nancy Pelosi saying that it would take an emergency for her to change her mind about returning on May 4th. I mean, this is surreal. This is monstrously absurd of her to even make such a remark.
Lou, when did you expect Nancy Pelosi to think that the American people were an emergency? They've never been an emergency. They've always been a path to her power to get what she wants. And this is exactly what's happening now. She would rather put small businesses at risk. She would rather put the American people to continue to have to worry about the recovery, for the economic recovery and their health. And so, look, it's not surprising. Nancy Pelosi's emergency is only Nancy Pelosi. That's the only emergency she knows. And if it's not her way, she just will stay where she wants to and use the American people as pawns in her game.
Do the Democratic House members, and I know you know some of them very well, are they under some illusion that they won't lose their seats by blocking this funding of urgently needed relief for American small businesses and employees all across the country?
Well, unfortunately, they're under the capture of Speaker Pelosi, who happens to be under the capture of her more progressive wing of her party, who right now are suffering through from their perspective, the fact that Joe Biden won their primary selection and Bernie Sanders and the rest of the far left didn't make it. But there are many inside the Democratic Party in the House that are concerned about this. They're working on real issues. They see what's happening. They realize that they wasted over a year investigating this president, doing sham impeachment, going down every road to get at him, instead of actually doing what they said they wanted to do, and that was for the people to do things for them. They did nothing for the people except delayed aid every time we've turned around in this situation, and not done anything that would actually lift up everybody and not just the special interests that they cater to.
Let's turn to the president, as he is talking about now. And we'll be focusing this evening on announcing the new members of his new task force to reopen America for business. Your thoughts about it, the timing, and the conditions as you see them necessary to do that.
Well, the conditions are pretty well set forward. We need to make sure that the curve is flattening, that we're getting the necessary resources to the areas that are the hot spots, and we've seen that happening. And to get the country back open, we need to give people not just the assurance that everything is okay, but we need to give them a way to know that. And we've seen some issues today, the saliva testing that's coming out, the other issues that can show that people in certain areas can get back to work. The president understands that this is something that he has got to take in balance of what we've always talked about, health care and the economy. When he does that, he is taking the advice of Dr. Fauci and many others, but doing so in a way that balances the needs of the two. As he has said, this is an important decision, and I believe this president is taking every precaution to make sure we can open up, get our economy back, and doing so with the assurances that people can go out and feel safe about what they're going to do.
And as to the origin of the Wuhan virus and its if there was purpose to it, what that purpose was on the part of China, the president says that indeed China will find out what the consequences are if that turns out to be the case. Your thoughts on that as we close out here, Congressman?
Well, I tell you, Lou, have you ever seen this president look at these across the world and not raise our standing in the world by keeping his promises to make sure that America's put first? It's just amazing. We hear Adam Schiff, who talks about he's still currently investigating, making sure this is going on. You know where Adam Schiff was when this all started and the World Health Organization was buying China's line? He was impeaching the president in the Senate. Let's let the Democrats realize this president will lead and he will hold China accountable.
Congressman Doug Collins, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us here tonight.